Gosh, it's so adorable.
Okay, so, oh, here comes Jennifer. Perfect.
Okay. Did you want me to start, Molly? Or
So
you started?
I was just kind of waiting for Jennifer to log in. Looks like she's coming.
Okay.
So we'll call the June 16th CDBG committee meeting to order. And now I'll take roll call. Ms. Cruzan,
Present.
Mr. Miller,
Here.
Ms. Pinson. She's coming online. We do have a quorum. And so we can now review the applications that were received for this round of funding. So Alicia's gonna walk us through. I believe you can share your spreadsheet, your screen if you'd like.
Did that work?
It did.
Okay, great. So first, I'm going to go through what money the city of Greenwood, excuse me, not we, the city of Greenwood has to give out. So we have some CARES Act money available still. We estimate that at a little over $66,000. We have the 2021 award of CDBG dollars. That is not COVID-19 restricted, of $329. And we also have an additional $21,600 of prior year funds. So this committee awarded some funds. And when was it that we met? It was March, the last time this committee met, and I made some awards. And a couple of agencies have returned the funds. They just did not believe that that was a good fit for them. And so they said, while we're very appreciative and we're going to continue to do our work, it's a little too complicated with CDBG, so we're going to give it back. So those monies are back. So of the 2021 award, $53,000 can be used for social service or public services. So those are the youth services, the senior services that I'm helping you with a program. They're programmatic funds. And then $65,000 is set aside for administration. And the rest, including the prior year funds that have come back, are the bricks and sticks. I'm going to build something. So down here is the balance of funds to give out. So it's like 351 when you take the admin out. So the city of Greenwood has 4 different requests that I'd like to go through. The first one, I'm going to just kind of talk you through it, is for the Parks Department for the city of Greenwood. And they're would like to build a trail that goes all the way around the outer edge of Northeast Park. And so right now they're doing they're working on different improvements at the park. Currently they're putting in a skate park, which is to open soon. It's going to be really cool. I can't wait to see it in use. And then the trail will be a asphalt trail around the outside edge. So it can connect the neighborhood. So if you have kids going to the school there, you can get on that trail and walk your kids to school. The next three are ones that I would really, after learning more about the Grace Assembly of God, I would really classify these more as the public service. So falls in that small amount of $53,000. So the first one is Grace Assembly of God, and they have an outreach program called Kingdom Builders, and it does a lot of different things. A service day, they give some crisis food assistance, prenatal assistance, beefication projects. So it would just a lot of different things. And so they're looking for support for their program. The next one is Bridges Alliance of Johnson County. Now they came in before, and unfortunately they weren't able, the committee awarded funds to them to do a partnership with the Greenwood schools, and that partnership wasn't able to go forward. So we asked them, hey, why don't you return the funds and reapply? And so they have, just as their general program, their circles program. So no specific partnerships, just working with low to moderate income individuals, trying to connect them to the resources, mentorships, just helping people become more independent. And the last one is the Johnson County Employer Resource Network. And by reading this application, it looks like they place success coaches at different businesses and business partnerships, and then work with low to moderate income individuals that are employed, reduce some of their barriers, whether it's getting to and from work, some conflict that might be childcare, just relationships, things that would take people away from work so that they can be really become independent and learn some of those skills, and then they can be promoted at work. So are there any questions on the three that I've gone through really quickly? Well, four, if you count the parks. Yes, Charles.
And those all fall under the services category?
Yes.
Okay, the 53,000.
Yes. And they're all asking for more than what is available. So I should have froze my panes differently. Hold on, let me see if I can freeze my panes a little bit differently. They've all requested a little bit more than what we have. So Grace Assembly and Bridges Alliance are requesting what looks to be all of their, or no, Grace Assembly looked like they were requesting the whole amount, but I didn't get their budget. Molly, do you have their budget? Did you ever receive that?
I didn't, so have they not submitted it? I'm
They
sorry.
haven't.
Behind.
So let me go through some of the challenges that I've had. So Grace Assembly, I've reached out to and they've not returned my calls. I think they've been in touch with Molly, but they didn't complete the whole application.
Okay, and on that, I apologize. I've had 2 meetings with them since you told me that they didn't, and I apologize, I didn't ask them, just,
That's okay. And we haven't been able to connect because we've been busy with all the different things going on in Greenwood. Bridges Alliance, we've been working with them. Molly and I have, we asked them to improve their application and they did put in some effort. They didn't necessarily follow our advice, but it is getting better. And then Johnson County Employer Research Network, I reached out to them, but I didn't ever hear from them to just talk about their application and make sure they knew about our meeting. But what I'm suggesting is to give everybody just a little bit of funding, to give each of these three $10,000 to say we'll pay for staff. That's the easiest thing, the least technical thing that we have to do to work with them. They'll all have to do client verification, but just to really simplify the grant, say, you can have $10,000, it will pay for staff. And we ask that you serve however many people you want to serve. I mean, Grace assembly is like, well, we'll serve 15,000 people. Well, let's simplify that and just say serve 50. Let's make life simple and make the goals very easy for them, because they're all new, and I'm anticipating a lot of technical assistance for each of these organizations. And then my last recommendation is the remaining amount that's not admin, just go to the parks. They estimated a $250,000 project, and I'm pretty sure they did not include the required Davis-Bacon wages, which is a whole thing I can get into with you, but it will increase the cost of the trail.
I think
And that
sounds
pretty much
good.
spends everything.
And Bridges Alliance, how much did they return from the Greenwood School? The proposed,
$10,630.
okay, so perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that recommendation sounds good.
Okay, great.
So it's
thanks.
10, 20, 30, and then roughly 23,000 to the parks.
It's gonna be like 250 plus some extra dollars, because the parks department, because it's building stuff,
I'm with you
would
now.
use whatever is left over
Yes.
out of this 280 plus the six, out of this 284.
Gotcha. Yep.
Alicia, just to clarify, we've received no other requests
That's
for,
a great question. We had one other request for the Autism Association. It is an ineligible expense. 'Cause I went back and forth with our HUD rep because I was more confused about what I would qualify it under, what type of service. And they were more concerned that it was a single group based on a type of disability. And disability is a protected class. So unfortunately, with CDBG, the city of Greenwood can't support a specific protected class of individuals based on their type of disability. If it was open to everybody with a disability, that'd be great. But then that's not the purpose of the program. And I've already talked with them and they are aware.
What do I immediately need to do to both?
So if I do this correct, my math is correct here in my formulas,
How do I interact with them?
the parks would get approximately 254.
Gotcha. Good. Which is what they're asking for, but you're indicating that there's going to be some additional expense on this due
Yeah.
to that
Right.
administrative thing. Okay.
Yeah. And I'd like to talk to Grace Assembly more about beautification, because if that's something that they do, that'd be great for them to maybe target the area around the park where all of that improvement is happening, because it's a really cute neighborhood with all the cute houses there.
And that's right off of Fry Road.
Yeah.
no,
No?
Northeast Park. Oh, that's northwest.
right, it's
Northwest. Northeast. Yeah. Go ahead.
Northern Park. It's, I don't know exactly the streets it's off. It's by the elementary school. Is it called Northeast?
I think so. Yeah.
So if you turn
Yeah.
right at, help me, Libby.
Sorry about that. Yes, Northeast Elementary.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's tucked away in the neighborhood. Like you wouldn't know it's there unless you're intentionally going to it. So,
Yep.
I mean, that would be why I want to maybe talk to Grace Assembly about doing a beautification effort in that
think that's a great-
area.
I think that's a great idea.
And it certainly is a qualified area for that, since we've already pre-qualified it with the park, which would be great.
So that only leaves the balance of CARES Act, and I know Kevin is looking at different options, so we may have to come back to this group with different options for that. So he and I are going back and forth and have not resolved what to do with that last bit, but it has to be allocated and decided upon to HUD by August 15th. So we don't have much time.
But we're actively working on it. So we'll come to you with requests. Alicia, do we need to have a quorum like this to review them? Or can we just send an email saying, here's an additional project?
We can send a recommendation, ask. I think we just need to make sure that's okay with legal.
Okay,
So I've made a recommendation. I don't know if there's a motion to accept or deny or what you all want to do.
Sure, I'll make the motion to fund Grace and Bridges and was Johnson, I don't see it in front of me, Johnson County
Resource Network.
Employer Resource Network at 10,000. And the remainder going to the park, the Northeast Park project.
Great.
I'll second the motion.
So all in favor of the motion on the table?
Aye.
Okay. Since that was all of everybody, then I'm not going to ask about no's.
so the motion passed unanimously. Typically, which one is the president? I don't remember. Libby.
Libby is.
Typically, the president will call for a vote. So
Can we revote?
if you want to, we can revote.
Let's just make it official so that we're
There you
doing
go.
all things correctly.
There you go.
All right, I motion to make a vote.
So moved.
All in favor, say aye.
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 And this passes unanimously.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
So we have remaining CARES Act dollars, correct? And the stipulation on the use of those dollars is, what are the,
You need to prepare and respond to the COVID pandemic.
Okay.
And it's tough. I mean, you know, each of these organizations do in a way help people that have been impacted by the COVID pandemic, but really you want a program that's targeted to people impacted by the COVID pandemic. It's not just so happens those people walk through your door, but you actually have a program specific.
okay,
And you said those dollars have to be allocated by August.
August 15th. So it has to be submitted to HUD by August 15th. Now they have until next September to spend it.
Okay, got it.
It has to have a place to go.
And then you all will just reach out to us to, other options are on the table for those funds.
Right.
Okay, sounds great.
and we have some ideas in the hopper, is that right?
We do.
Okay, just want to make sure.
We're working on some requests for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, the challenge is there's a lot of this federal stimulus money. And so a lot of organizations, I mean, the schools are a great example. They've just got an influx of funding from federal government programs. And so if you're saying, hey, schools, do you want some more? They're like, well, we don't know what to do with it.
Yeah,
Which is a once in a lifetime, hopefully, situation, which will hopefully look
right.
right.
I'll stop share.
So I think that's everything. Thank you so much. And Libby, if you would like to call for adjournment.
Thank you everyone for being here today. This meeting is adjourned.
Excellent.
Yay.
Nice to see you all.
That's good to
Nice
see
meet
you.
Thank you, everyone.
All right.
Maybe next time we can do this in person.
Yeah.
That would be
Great.
really nice.
That would be
Nice.
really great. Awesome. Have a great afternoon.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.